This is for 3rd grade ELA text set 12, Animal Journeys. Do you see the emperor penguin on the cover of this book? A Mother's Journey by Sandra Markell. This female is going to walk 50 miles across the ice to the sea, and all the time for 2 months, her mates take care of their egg. What are you thinking? When we read the Peregrine Journey, we learned about the migration of the peregrine falcon. This book is about a different kind of journey. It's not a migration, but the journey is part of the animal's life cycle. In the rosy glow of the setting sun, in mid-May, when Antarctica's winter has just begun, a young female emperor penguin pushes out her egg. It is the very first egg she has ever laid. Cream white and cone-shaped, it is a softball sized and steaming from her body's heat. Her mate waddles fast to pick it up, but bending forward, she scoops the egg onto her feet. Then she covers it with her belly flap and holds it snug in her warm, broad pouch. A broad pouch is a warm layer of skin designed to cover the egg. The male sings his song and nudges her neck until at last she lets the egg roll out. This time the male scoops it up and pushes it into his own broad pouch. His winter's job has now begun. During the next 2 months, the tiny chick will grow inside the egg, and all the while the male will keep it warm and safe from the fierce winter storms that blow across the Antarctic ice. The partners sing a last duet. Then the young female joins a line of female emperors marching away from the colony. She, too, has a job to do. So the mother emperor penguin sets out on her journey. She needs to feed herself and build up strength to be a mother. Then shortly after the chick hatches, she will come back with food for her hungry baby. But the closest food is in the open sea, more than 50 miles away. Flopping on her belly, the young female scoots along, following the others over the ice-crushed snow, and the tracks they leave trail after them. So 50 miles is 80 kilometers. But the ice they are crossing is just an ice sheet floating on the sea, so here and there the females pop in to swim across the cracks. When they come to an iceberg, gleaming and pointy, the young female and the others stand up and waddle through the maze of scattered ice boulders. On the second day, a fiery green aurora lights up the winter sky. Then the plodding line of emperors seems to dance, with round black shadow partners mimicking their steps. On and on the young female travels until on the third day the roaring wind blows too hard to push through and swirls diamond dust snow into a stinging cloud. Then she joins the group, standing close together, with feathered backs out and heads pulled in. They huddle to wait out the storm. So I noticed that the print is laid out to look like poetry, and the author uses many descriptive words. What words does she use to describe how harsh the weather is? Day after day, 5 days in all, the young female and the other emperors plod and scoop across the sea ice. Then finally they reach the pack ice, a patchwork quilt of milk-white chunks, stitched together by seams of blue-black water. It has been more than a month since her last meal, but the young female doesn't rush to jump in. There could be leopard seals lurking in the dark sea. The female emperors crowd together at the very edge of the water. Finally, those at the front dive in. The others rush in after them. Flapping her flippers, the young female flies through the water, zipping this way and that, until with swift and graceful twist she swims into a school of shimmering silver fish, and easily swallows her fill. Every day the young female searches for food, sometimes alone and sometimes with others. She always goes hunting when the sky is brightest, even when that means hunting by moonlight. She needs to see cracks in the ice cover where she can poke her head out and take a breath before diving again. Some days the young female dines on pink krill plucked from plucked from clusters as thick as clouds. Other days she chases fish and little squid, and darting after them, she gulps down all she can catch. When she has no luck near the surface, the young female dives deep down through the dark, ice-cold water to the bottom of the sea. There she nearly always catches a scaly Antarctic Jonas fish, sometimes 2 or 3. One day, a big leopard seal surprises her. Swimming up fast from the dark depths with its jaws open wide, the young female pumps her flippers hard and, leaping in and out of the waves, swims fast and escapes. Day after day, the young female hunts and watches out for hunters. In all, she travels more than 930 miles, but it is a zigzag course that never takes her too far from the ice edge. Then one day at the beginning of August, as the ruby-red sun peaks above the horizon, the young female leaves the sea. A feeling deep inside tells her it is time to go. If all is well, by now her egg has hatched. The young female joins the other female emperors heading back to the colony. This time they have even farther to go. The area of ice they must cross has grown bigger. During the cold, dark winter months, so scooting and walking, the little group hurries. They have a long way to travel, and the clock is ticking. What do you think the author means by the clock is ticking? The newly hatched chicks need the food. The females are bringing stored in their bellies, and their mates cannot wait much longer to leave for the sea to feed themselves. For 7 days, the female emperors march through long dark nights and short pale days, through gusting winds and blowing snow. At last, ahead, they see the huddled mass of waiting males. Waddling into this group, the young female sings and listens hard for just one singer. Among all the others, finally she finds her mate. Standing close, the pair bow their heads and sing together. Then the male rolls back his belly flap and shows the young female her very first chick. Aw, look how pretty baby. At the sight of its mother, the chick peeps to be fed, and when the chick is settled on her feet, she brings food up and lets it eat. With one last song, her mate heads off to sea. It is the young female's turn to care for the little emperor. But then that is exactly the reason the new mother has made her long journey. Author's note. Thanks to the U.S. National Science Foundation, I had the opportunity to explore Antarctica and its wildlife during 2 summers and 1 winter. Antarctica is an amazing place anytime. But the winter is truly awesome. Although the sun never rises for about 4 months, the moon in its phases never sets. Instead, the moon circles in the sapphire blue, star-studded sky, making the frozen world luminous. Sometimes an incredible light show, the aurora casts an alien green glow. But beyond all the beauty, it is the cold and the wind that I remember most. The cold is painful and piercing. I had to wear layers upon layers of protective gear, including goggles to keep my contacts from freezing instantly to my eyes. Then there was the wind. It was sometimes so strong I could lean into it and not fall, and it blew the tiny diamond dust snowflakes into a swirling, blinding cloud. It was experiencing this fiercest of all winters on Earth firsthand that made me think that what an incredible effort female emperor penguins make. Sure, credit is due to the males for sitting and incubating their eggs during the winter, but the females can't just hunker down and endure. They have to travel, find their way over an ever-changing landscape in the dark, find food, survive, and return. And then they have to do all this in time to arrive shortly after their chick hatches. Female emperor penguins face an incredible challenge. This book honors their effort and applauds the fact that most succeed. Alright, so what did you learn that helps you understand the text better? Why do you think the author included this information?